What I want to talk with you about today is the mirror of the world, the reflection of the world, the reflection that we get in the external world compared to our internal, again, these quotation marks, world. I'd like to discuss the relationship between the external world, or what we call the external world, with what we call the internal world, our own psyche, our inner self, compared to the outer self, compared to the externalities of the world, the external things. It's interesting. Two people can look at an event, and one will say something, and the other person will say something completely different. And they saw the same event, but they have completely different views on this event, completely different perceptions. And in Tony DeMello's book, The Prayer of the Frog, there's a very good story on this very particular subject. And then at the end of the story, I'll not go through the story right now. At the end of the story, there's Tony's notes, commentary, and it goes like this: assumptions affect observation. Observation breeds conviction. Conviction creates experience. Experience generates behavior, which in turn confirm assumption. That just as a side topic of today's episode, of today's chat, fireside chat. I need to bring a fire in here, so we'll have a fireside chat. The external world versus the internal world. There is usually a division. We make a division that there is a difference between the external world, because that's what I perceive as not me. This is me, and that is not me. That's you, that's a car, that's a tree, that's totally besides me. That's everything but me. I'm the skin encapsulated bones and meat and blood and sinews and so on. That's the viewpoint many people have in this world. Maybe you as well. I certainly had that viewpoint in the past. But these days, more and more, I see no difference. The difference between the external world and the internal world is becoming one. It's melting together. It's fusing. Everything is becoming one. And all the blockages these days I see in here, in me, in my psyche, in my subconsciousness, not out there. Out there it seems quite peaceful to me. In here, I'm mostly peaceful, at peace. But there are blockages. And these days I look in here, and when I look in here, things change out there. Which brings me to this point, that there is no difference. The world, your world, is a reflection of your inner self, of your subconsciousness mostly. Not your conscious thoughts, but your feelings in your subconscious reality, which is mostly inaccessible to you. You can see it through dreams. And this was a big point with Jung, Carl Gustav Jung, C.G. Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, psychologist. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, I cannot remember everything by hand, by memory. So I'm paraphrasing that whatever you hold in your subconsciousness, you will manifest in your reality. Something in these lines. And he experienced this himself, of course, and with all the numerous patients and you know, certain people who are prone to accidents, they don't know why, but deep down it's them. They have a wish, a desire for an accident, kind of like a death wish or a wish to hurt themselves. They keep hurting themselves one way or another, and it's them. They are doing it. So, like I wrote in an essay last week. You are what happens to you. And what happens to you creates who you are in a cycle. It's cyclical. Cyclical. This is very important to consider and to see in your life, that what's happening on the outside, the events that are occurring first here in your subconsciousness, in your unconscious depths of your being, also of course on the conscious level. Where are you directing your energy, your attention, your thoughts, and of course also your feelings? Not emotions, but feelings. If I do not feel abundance, for example, then abundance will hardly present itself in the external world. And this Russian author, Vadim Zeland, he puts it well when he says that manifestation is akin to a dream. When you dream, you manifest things instantly, right? Things just happen. You think of something, it happens. Either something that terrorizes you, it's something that you desire. Well, both things you desire, and in the dream they happen like that. But in this material manifest, it takes a bit of time. It just takes time. It's the inertia of time and space. And there's this good analogy when you wish for something, and the world, your friend, goes with you like this. He says, "Okay, Jack, Doman, Michelle. Okay, you want that candy? Let's go, come on, let's go. And you walk with the world, your world, and you're whistling and all happy. And then somewhere along the way, you see another candy down there, a different candy, and you change your mind. You say, I want that candy. And the world says, fine, let's go that way. And you go that way, and you keep walking, and you're happy, and then all of a sudden you get a different idea yet again. And the world says, fine, let's turn around, go back. I'm fine, hey, what's up? And you keep doing this. We keep doing this because we lack the patience and the faith. The faith. Not blind faith, but faith through experimentation. Through seeing something through, and by starting manifesting smaller things and seeing that this is actually so. There is a law behind it. It's not magic. From a certain point of view, it's magic. Like everything is magical. I'm breathing, that's magical. I'm walking, that's super magical. I can shit, I can pee. That's magical, isn't it? If we were to fly tomorrow, that would be very magical for about 2 weeks, and it would be like, we can fly, sure. Okay. So we have to get the faith that this is so, and then we can be calm and determined and know that the thing is coming. And the thing will come when I remove the blockages within me, and then the blockages, the walls in the external world will disappear because they are an illusion. They are not there. You see what you perceive within you. Also in other people. You look at a person and you say, oh, he's like that. He's very egoic. He's selfish. Oh, really? How do you know that? You only know what you know. You can't know something you do not know. So when you pinpoint someone is this way or that way, you're pinpointing yourself from your subconsciousness is teaching you. So listen well what you yourself say to others about others, because you are inadvertently saying what you are yourself and what you despise about yourself. The shadow aspects that you keep repressing and suppressing and do not want to see. And they, of course, they have to be manifest in the world so that you can be taught. It is from a point of love, at least as much as I see it. It's, hey, here it is. Here's an obstacle. It's in here, but the reflection is out there. And if you stop seeing the outer world as different compared to your inner world, then this is all it. All of it. As Alan Watts once said, Well, how does your head look to you from your point of view? You look at another's head, you see their head. Okay, but how does your head look to you from your point of view? And then he said, well, it's all of this. I am in my head. I'm in my head. I'm in God. I am within it. And then it's like one thing is in the other. And the other thing is in the one. Where does it begin and where does it end? Google Klein bottle. So Klein bottle. That way. Why do we believe there is separation? When you were born, up to age 2, 3 perhaps, you didn't see separation. Everything was one to you. There was no mother, no father. It was you. Everything was you. Everything was one. There was no lamp and no glass. You were in wonderment. Everything was just magic. What the hell is this thing? Soon enough, however, you were taught that this is a glass. That's a lamp. That's a flower. This is a plant. And now I know this is a plant. Now I've seen it, and that plant over there, I've seen it as well because it's a plant. I've seen that plant. But if you look from a point of, let's call it ignorance, of not knowing what it is, not defining it, then you can really look at it for a really long time. And that's what great artists did. They saw something else in a chair. They saw something else in a can of beans. And they painted that. That's why those paintings are valued that much. Not just in monetary terms, but also in terms of art. They saw something deeper behind all these very mundane objects, like a chair. Being mindful of what you see outside, because it is telling you something profound about yourself. And learn from all the circumstances, all events, every person that comes your way. They didn't come by chance. They're there to tell you a story about yourself. Every one of us has a mirror like this. In front of ourselves, we have a mirror. Wherever I look, I see myself. And that's true on so many levels. Not just myself, the ego, but also myself. All right. I'll see you on the next episode of A Fool's Paradise. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's converse. Don't be shy. Don't be one of the 90% in the internet space that lurk and doesn't share, doesn't comment, doesn't engage. Engage! Let's engage! Come on. Have a lovely day or night. Cheers.